What's up, guys? It's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. A couple weeks ago I did a IVHQ review for Thailand and their location for the teaching program, and today I'll be talking about the same thing but for their India program. And like I said in my previous video, even though me and my friend Chandler both signed up through IVHQ, signed up for the same program, just in the different locations. Obviously, your experience will be different, but the programs are they're pretty much very different from each other. So I'll be going over that. I did talk a bit about the IVHQ process in the Thailand video, so maybe check that out and watch the beginning of it. I'll go over it briefly in this one, but yeah, really brief. And yeah, so I'll start off with IVHQ, and then I'll talk about like what it's like being in India, whether you're doing the medical program, childcare, teaching, and then I'll go into teaching. So if you're just looking for that, go ahead and scroll through the video, and yeah, let's get started. So for IVHQ, if you're thinking about volunteering or thinking about traveling or doing anything, a combination of both, I highly recommend IVHQ. It was such an easy, trustworthy, reliable program to go through. Like you're not constantly back and forth with the people who work there, but whenever you need anything from them, they have answers, they have resources, they have, you can call them at any time, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can, because it's a worldwide program, which I really liked, and it's cheap. It is very cheap. I've gone volunteering through a different program, and I think what I spent in 2 weeks with the previous program, even though it was great, I spent in like a month in India, so with IVHQ. So that's that. But yeah, if you're interested, basically you kind of go through their website, see what job you're looking for, what location you want to go do, for how long, what, if the prices work for you, and then you're going to apply for those certain programs, and you mostly always get it. And then once you are accepted, you start the process for going on your trip, and whenever the dates those are. So you have to get your visa, you have to get a background check, which is annoying, but because I think you have to pay for it. I didn't pay for it because my dad got mine through his job or something, but they provide a resource that you do have to pay for if you need to when you get your background check. So yeah, visa, that you have to figure out your flights, but they partner with Rapton flight company, and they were really good. They're very good with finding you the cheapest flights, because I would always double check, because I'm a very flight savvy person, but I would always double check, and they were spot on. They got the lowest prices, and yeah, so that's good. You have to do this little test, not a test, but it's like this online interactive program for just preparing for your country travel, being respectful, whatever, and then you have to read through their program expectations. So pretty simple. For India specifically, you do need a visa. That, I think, because we went for exactly 30 days, I'm pretty sure, a month, and we got our visas off of the India visa website. You're gonna go, I don't know what it is. I think it's just Google India visa, and it's an official page. It looks kind of sketchy, like, I'm not gonna lie, it looks a little just not super done, but it is legit, and you basically fill out all your information, you submit it. I think you do have to pay, I think it was $100. I want to say it was $100 for the visa. It's an e-visa, which is why it's online, and you put it in, and then they get back to you. Yeah, and then it's weird. You're gonna get an email back with like numbers and your name and just a confirmation. I don't think I printed anything out. I just had my phone. Maybe you should print something out, but either way, when we got to India and we had to go through customs and immigrations and all that stuff, what I had on my phone in my email, I suggest you screenshot it so you're not, because me and Chandler were literally like scrolling through our emails like, where the heck is it? But yeah, there's just gonna be a long ass number at the top of your email, and that's what you need to get in the country. So it's a weird process, but you know what? India, everything you do in India is a weird process. So it's fitting. It's really fitting. First of all, India in general is so cheap. Like, I am American. I live in America. I flew out of South Carolina, and the flights over there are pretty expensive. I think I got a good deal since I was going to so many countries. So I don't know exactly how much the flight was to India, but I mean, if you're thinking about costs, getting there is going to be a little pricey. Like, that is going to be your big investment. But, like, the program fee is really, really cheap, in my opinion, for what you're getting. Like, yeah, you're getting 3 meals a day, every single day. In Thailand, you only got the weekdays paid for your food. But in India, breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. You get unlimited tea. That's a plus. That's a plus to me. Let's see. And yeah, you're living in like apartment complexes. Like, literally, they're apartments, and they're nice. And you get to like paint murals on the wall. I painted a mural, so if you go there, look in. Ooh, I'll figure it out. I'll link it below. You'll see my @ name there. Katie made this. You know, you'll see. But yeah, it's really chill. And yeah, like, they're clean, and the beds aren't that comfortable, but whatever. Who the fuck cares? There's hot water. That's all I need to say. And flush toilets. Again, that is luxury right there. And yeah. And then, yeah. India, anything you do in India is cheap. Like, yeah, so when you are actually at the program in IVHQ, India, you're going to be, the location on the website says Delhi. When you go more into it, it says Faridabad. Delhi is, I mean, ideally, if there wasn't traffic and a bunch of cows in the middle of the road, it could probably take you like 30 minutes to drive to downtown Delhi. But in reality, it's going to take you like 45 to like an hour and a half, depending on how bad traffic is, or if you're taking the metro, which actually, the metro is very nice. I'll go into that later. But yeah, so you're not in Delhi, you're in Faridabad, and that goes for all the programs. And yeah, that's where the apartments are based. They're kind of in the middle of nowhere, I'm not gonna lie. When, like, the Ubers are so cheap, but whenever you get them, like, the roads are kind of sketchy getting to the apartments and getting out of there. Like, they're literally, the GPS will take the Ubers through like the dirt roads that are so freaking bumpy. Like, they're not even roads. They're not. They're just, I don't even know how they made it onto Google Maps, because they're very unofficial. But yeah, so I mean, whatever. Let's see. But the driver that you have to go to and from your program, whatever program you choose, is super good. His name's Rocky. He's the shit. We love him. Saved my life. But yeah, so when you get there, it's pretty good. I do recommend that you sign up for their orientation week. Basically, it's not an obligation. You don't have to. A lot of volunteers didn't do it if they were staying for only a week or two, but it's a week long, and basically they bring you all over Delhi and Agra for a whole week. Like, literally, it's so fun. You stay in a homestay. It's Rocky's family's home, and it's basically a homestay, and you you sleep there for the week instead of like at the apartment complex, and it's really fun. Like, there's a market nearby, whatever, but every day you're gonna go to anywhere from like 2 to 3 temples. We saw like A lot of historic things. You see Old Delhi, New Delhi, and at the end of the week, they bring you to the Taj Mahal, which is the first wonder of the world. It is unreal. Like, it is not by any means overrated. Like, if when you get there, because I've heard of the Taj Mahal, honestly, like my friend Kara, she had wanted to go since she was like it's like 5, literally. Like, so that to her, she hadn't been expecting it. I know about the Taj Mahal, but I didn't even know like where it was before I went to India. But dude, it was the sickest, coolest freaking thing I've ever seen. Like, it looks, we all agreed, and it does not look real because it's the Taj Mahal, but there is nothing behind it. Like, it's just, and on a beautiful day, it's beautiful because it's just blue skies and the freaking white, sparkly Taj Mahal, and it's ginormous. Like, this is you, this is the Taj. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so pretty. And it's touristy, but the land, the property is so large, and it's really cool. The people who worked on the Taj Mahal originally, only their ancestors, only their bloodline can work on it now. So yeah, definitely sign up. You can do that on the weekend, but there's other places to go on the weekend. Like, I went for a month, and the orientation week is like, I think it starts like Monday or Tuesday and it goes through Sunday, so you don't get to travel on your own then, but you're seeing the Taj and other stuff, so it doesn't freaking matter. But like, go do that so you can see it all, and you're with the program, so I find it to be safer. I don't know if I would have hit all those spots if I had chosen to do it on my own, because they just bring you to see so much. And Pawan who's the guide, is so funny. He will buy you beers, you can get him drunk, it's a great time. But yeah, so do the orientation week if you can. I think was it like $250 compared to like $180 for just a regular week? Just do it. It's easy. It's fun. It'll save you a good amount of money, I think, in my opinion. But yeah. And then on the weekends, you can literally, like, we went 12 hours away to Udaipur, and we took sleeper buses, which sounds sketchy, but like 12 hours there and back was $30. Yeah. Maybe I'll make another India video for just all the experiences that we had, because India, even in a month's time, is a lot. And there's so much to go into, but I'm just going to keep this short, and I'll let y'all know when that comes out. But yeah, another thing, y'all have to go for a month at least. Like, one girl came all the way from Maine, in America, and she only went for a week, dude. There's nothing like, if you're gonna go my kind of rule of thumb is like, if you're gonna go all the way to the other side of the world, if you're gonna travel for at least a day to get somewhere, you need to spend at least 10 days in that, in that country to really get a full experience. Because again, you're volunteering, and you went to freaking India, like, you have to volunteer for like 5 days out of the week. So if you're only going for a week, you have like, you can only drive like 2 hours away, go to maybe like Jaipur or something like that, and you're just not getting the whole experience, and I don't know. Even a month, I could go to India for a year and still not see everything and experience everything India has to offer. Like, a month was not enough at all. Like, I really wish I stayed for longer, because you're just gonna fall in love. It's a lot, and you're gonna be like scared shitless half the time, but it's my favorite country. These earrings, actually, I get so many compliments on them. So many compliments. Everyone thinks they're real. People legit ask me if they're real gold. These were 75 fucking cents. 75 cents. And yeah, I rock them daily, so. But anyway, cool. Moving on. Go for a freaking month. You won't regret it. Let's see. Cool. Yeah, so the Thailand program was pretty strict, in terms of like rules and stuff. Like, we had a curfew, and India has the same, but like, you can wear whatever you want. They have like, a badminton court. Like, where you are is very isolated from everything else, so I would say you're very safe to walk around. Like, it's a complex. There's green space. There's a market down the street where you can get mango ice creams. every single day. In art supplies and like school supplies for your um, class. There's a barber. There's fruit stands. There's a guy selling like fresh made food if you're kind of getting sick of whatever Ragu's making that day. So whatever. So it's really cool. You kind of just stay there. If you really want to go somewhere, you got to take an Uber, but it's not common. The work is really, really easy. Depending on, I think childcare people leave at like 8 in the morning, but then they're done by like noon. The medical people leave at 9, and I think they have a longer day. I think they're done at like 3. They have lunch there, and then they come back. I think they definitely have a longer day, but yeah, everyone who did the medical loved it. So if you're into that, definitely go. And then teaching leaves, it depends, it staggers, because it's a minivan that transports us. So depending on how many volunteers there are at a given time, you have, I think we left at 8:45 to go to our teaching, and then we'd be back by lunch. I think like 1. We ended at 1, I think. So it's not a bad shift, you know. But yeah. And you do have to wear, like, you have to have covered shoulders and covered knees, whatever job you're doing. But you only need to do that at your work site. And that's what I was talking about, rules. Like at Mir, like you couldn't wear shorts or like a tank top anywhere unless the weekends where you're out and about and you have to like leave Mir. But I mean, whatever. Yeah, the food is so good. Like, oh my gosh. So you'll have a cook. His name is Ragu, and when you get to the apartment complexes, he is the funniest, cutest man you'll ever meet. Please let him know I said hi when you meet him. But yeah, like breakfast is always pretty good. And there's markets, you can take Ubers anywhere for like $1 or $2. You can go, to put it in perspective, if you want to go somewhere an hour and a half away, that's $8. $8. And you'll almost always be, I recommend you almost always go with at least one other person. So if you split it, I mean, it's not bad. And you can take the metro, you know, if you want to go long distance. So, and that's really cheap too. But yeah, I would recommend getting just some stuff for breakfast, because the breakfast is mostly always like, he'll make naan, he'll make dosa, but other days, I think every other day, it's just bread, and he has like a thing of peanut butter there and like fruit. And if you're like me, I need to eat breakfast. I have to eat breakfast, and it has to be filling, or else I'm going to be a bitch for the rest of the day. I had to buy like fruits and bring protein bars and shit like that for my shift, just because I was working with little kids and they're freaking crazy, and I just need something nutritious in the morning. So yeah, I bought like fruits, mangoes, whatever for the morning. But for lunch, like, oh my god, for lunch and dinner, he will do it up. It's always going to be vegetarian. He never served any meat at all. There's paneer, which is like dairy based. It looks like tofu, but it's dairy. But if you're vegan like me and Chandler are, you'll have a perfectly easy time. But no one complained, not even like the people who ate meat, because all the Indian food is just so dense and so filling and so hearty that it's very sustaining. Like, it's very, very, very freaking good. He whips it the fuck up, and yeah, it's, oh my gosh, everyone's always just like this at the end of dinner, you know? So, yeah. Food is good. Let's see. Where am I? Okay. I did that. Okay. Okay, so for teaching. Basically, I'm going to keep it real with you. This is for childcare and for teaching and kind of medical. Just don't go in with any expectations. Just go in. And your first day is going to kind of give you a picture of what the rest of your volunteering experience will be like. That's all I have to say about that. Not really, but I'll give my teaching experience. I'll share it with y'all. So basically, you go, and by the way, it's not just teaching, it's slum teaching if you go to the Delhi location in India. And it's slum teaching. Like, I don't have, you know what you're in for, but like, it's just in terms of the program and like, I will say, so like IVHQ, they just kind of drop you off and then y'all walk up the stairs and you get to your school and the teachers will greet you, they'll greet you, and you get to pick what classroom you want to be in. I chose the really little ones that are from anywhere from like 3 to 6 because I love little kids, but they're kind of just like, all right, so here's your classroom. Let us know if you need any help. We'll be over here correcting papers. Good luck. That's literally what it is. I think there were 5 teachers, and only one of them spoke really, really good English and would interact with me. And the other girls, they're all very nice. But you have a classroom of 20 to 30 kids. And little to no resources. I didn't have a whiteboard or a chalkboard or anything in my classroom. We didn't have desks or chairs, and they're little kids, so who the heck cares? They just sit on the floor. There's like a bucket of crayons that have probably like, it started out with like 30 crayons when I got there. At the end of the month there were like 5, and that's for the whole school. And so there's 4 rooms. Oh no, there's 5 rooms. So maybe like 100 something kids, and it's a very small space. So yeah, just take that and think about it. Like, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like, I freaking loved it, but I would come with some lesson plans in mind. I would fill out the first day and then use the one computer that IVHQ India has, and you'll probably have to buy some paper. You'll probably have to buy I had to buy like dry erase markers. I had to buy crayons. I had to buy tape. I had to buy glue sticks. They just don't have a lesson plan like the teachers there. The IVHQ has no teaching resources other than what is left from past volunteers, like in the kitchen. They'll have I found some coloring books, some reading books, or whatever. Basically, you're gauging what the heck is what the heck is going on the first day, and then I would recommend, because it took me like a whole week to adjust, and little kids are harder, so I give myself that. But I do wish I was a little more proactive, but it's hard because it's hard to take in. You don't know what the heck to do. There's just kids going everywhere. They're bouncing off the walls, and it's the school where the kids who attend that school, Pragyam school, they're the ones who can't afford regular school fees, so that's where they come from. So school is the highlight of their day. So it makes sense. They're excited, but it is hard to get them to sit down and listen to your lesson if you even have one, it's just hard to gauge. And every student is a different level, completely very different age. I think I had one 11-year-old in my class when I had 3 to 6-year-olds. It's just crazy. But there are really good days. It'll be so hot, the generator or the power goes off almost every day, so the fans flick off, and the lights flick off, and you just kind of have to roll with it. Sometimes you have to teach in a dark classroom. Sometimes you have to teach in a 100-degree classroom. Sometimes you have, I don't think they've cleaned the bathrooms since they opened the place. I don't think, so it's a lot, but, it is what it is. There are some days that are just so fun. They'll have weird surprises. We went on a field trip, a surprise field trip. I had no freaking idea we were doing that. We went to the coolest place ever, on these rocks, in these mountains with a waterfall and a bunch of cows and a snake charmer. Like, it's just very unexpected, which all of India is. But yeah, that's what I'll say. I wish IVHQ India, like in Thailand, they had a whole Wi-Fi room and it had 3 computers and it had all lesson plans already kind of made for you and resources in there that you could use or you could copy or print. IVHQ pretty much just has a computer and that's for like the guide, you know? So I wish there were more supplements to help the students or the volunteers to help the students, you know, because that's what you're there for. I kind of was just like, and just distracting the kids, like trying to we would do like head, shoulders, knee, you know, like just very, it's just hard to think on the spot, so you have to plan, you know. I know the medical people, that was a shock for them just because it's so different from Western medicine, obviously, but like the resources are little to none and there's lines out the door. And they had to fundraise. They fundraised like $4,000, I think, about all the supplies that their clinic needed. So you just kind of have to be proactive and be willing to step it up and volunteer. They have books that past volunteers wrote in. You'll see mine if you scroll back. But yeah, look in there and just take what they say and just do better, you know, like do better than I did. Learn the kids' names. They're all amazing. They're all beautiful. It is a sight to see. Like the little girls will have nose piercings and all the kids have like Om tattoos on their wrist, you know, like it's crazy, but it's amazing. IVHQ is really awesome. I wish there were more places to like bond. I wish I wish the program did a little more to get all the volunteers together, you know, just because they're there, like the guides are there, but, you know, you could be promoting like icebreakers or just like getting people to introduce each other other than like, let's just jump into it, we're volunteering, my job is done, bye, you know. I didn't get that vibe. Like, I love Pawan, I love everyone who was there, but like me and Chandler are very like, you know, friendly, like we're extroverts, if I can put it in that way. If you're not, you know, you have to really speak up and get to know the people you're volunteering with, because there were people that I didn't, if you're in a different program or even in the same program but just not like the same school, we're not as close as we are with the people we started with. So yeah, that's all. Overall, I loved going to India. Chandler was the one who wanted to go to India. I was the one who wanted to go to Thailand. But I ended up loving India the most out of the entire trip. Chandler liked Thailand. But seriously, it's an experience. And I'll have to do a video for traveling in India because that is a whole other realm of reality. Like, you'll never know what to expect. Literally ever. But if I can say anything, I would say that, you know, yeah, everyone's dream is to travel, like everyone's. You know, it's amazing. It's a part of life. It's something that we should be doing. And I really think the time is now. Like, if you're watching this and you're looking into it, there's a reason you're interested, you want to freaking go, you need to go. And yeah, like I spent all my freaking money, but like you don't know when your last day is gonna be, you know, like you don't know when your next responsibility is gonna pop up, and you have to, you know, just stay settled for a long period of time where you can't take a month off to go to freaking India and, you know, explore and literally be immersed in a culture that is completely different from what yours is and what you're accustomed to and what you are, you know, what you've known your whole entire life. So I would say money always returns. You're young now, you're willing now, you're interested now. And volunteering is, I wouldn't travel like and not volunteer long term. Like if I was traveling long term, I wouldn't go without volunteering because it's a great place to get your foot started. Like wait, that doesn't make sense. It's a great place to like take the first step in a country, honestly. Like I wouldn't I'm glad I went to India through IVHQ because now I only had the weekends to travel, but that's kind of like enough to start like realizing where are the best places to go, where are the safest places to go, how to go about traveling in country, and it's crazy, but it's easy once you get there and find out. Like blogs won't, they'll help you, but you really just have to immerse yourself and figure it out when you get there, in my opinion. But you have to go. It's life changing. Your life will literally be changed, and every person you meet in India is going to have a lasting effect on you, and I can guarantee that. But yeah, keep doing your research or whatever, but just start with applying. Just start with applying on IVHQ, and see where that takes you, because I know you're gonna eventually get there and you're gonna have a fucking amazing time. So yep, I wish you good luck. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you liked what you saw. Comment any questions you have about the program. I will answer them in like a day, hopefully. Yeah, because I want everyone to freaking travel and volunteer and live their damn life. So, yep. Anyway, I'll see you in my next video, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.